Hello, this is Godel. Welcome back to Feed the Beast Interactions Remastered. So I made a couple of tweaks since last time. I did automate a whole bunch of extra things in here, as you can see. Let me get my wrench. Just a good handful of extra recipes in here before. But one notable thing I did is that I hooked up this thing, and this is a fluid satellite pipe, and this effectively allows us to have recipes in here. For example, this recipe for the circuit board. I can put a module upgrade in here, and in this module upgrade, I can tell it, hey, I want this fluid of this amount into this fluid assembly, fluid satellite pipe. So this fluid satellite pipe here is called assembly 0, and this says send 100 glue, or as the game calls it, fluid.glue.name, 100 millibuckets of fluid to assembly 0. So whenever it does this recipe, it does also send the glue, and I have the glue stored over here. It's on top. Let me go to the other side. There's a fluid provider pipe, which makes it so any fluid tanks connected to this pipe will be providing their contents to the network. So right here, I just have a stone drum of some glue from a bunch of what's it called out there that I put in the centrifuge, a bunch of the rubber trees. Also out here, I had put a rubber tree out here, and just to get a little bit of automated sticky resin and rubber wood. We're not going to be needing like a whole lot of that stuff, but like just to have some that I can go over there and grab instead of having to run over here and chop down a whole grove of trees. So yeah, that's what I did last time. There we go. Talked about that. I don't know about our clipboard here. We might be using it for some things in the future, but for now I just put a note of what I did between episodes. So I think it's finally time to start our electric blast furnace, and let me go ahead and look at steel. Steel is a problem. We do not have a lot of steel, but we are going to need more steel, and there is so much steel over here. In fact, it probably seems that at some point... you want to try that again? There we go. Chest just decided to eat it all up. It seems like I put some crude steel over there to go, and probably some of it got thrown out. So let's go ahead and put some steel nuggets in here. And this is empty, and that's full of steel nuggets. That's just going to compress up our steel nuggets. We should probably look into some better methods of making steel very soon, because this process is getting very old, and I'm getting tired of doing it. But there's going to be some steel we need. Now, the blast furnace. This is what we're going to be doing today. We're finally going to be doing the blast furnace. And this is what the blast furnace looks like. It is a 3x4x4... Well, it's a 3x3x4. Yeah. Multi-block. Not 3x4x4. 3x3x4. And it uses... On the bottom, you provided inputs as well as power down here. And then the top, it has to have a muffler. And I think... let's see here. Looks like we can have the output on the top as well. Oh, that's weird. When I played, last time I played, Greg Tech Nuke Horizons, you could only have the fluid output on top. But here we can have output hatch, input bus, input hatch, output bus, input bus. So that's, we can put all the inputs out here. But we do have to have a muffler on top, so we're going to need a muffler. We're going to need at least an output bus, and then we're going to need an input bus. Let me go ahead and start bookmarking these things here. Hold up. We're also going to need energy hatches. So all of the recipes in here are of various voltages, but the things we're looking at actually require, like for example, the next thing we're going to want to make is aluminum. Aluminium is how they spell it, but I'm still going to pronounce it aluminum. So to make aluminum, we have to use MV power. And we're like, well, we can't make MV power yet, but we can make multiple energy hatches, and each energy hatch accepts 2 amps. So if we put 2 energy hatches with each accepting 2 amps, that's going to be 4 amps, which is going to be the same as 1 amp of MV. So that's what we're going to be doing. And also, I would like to... I feel like I would like to make 2 of these. So let me go ahead and bookmark all of the fun things I'm going to need to make this guy here. So we're going to need 16 coils, but if we make 2 of them, we can put them next to each other and share 6 of them. So it's going to be 16 plus 10. So we're going to need... oh, and then there's also a quest that gives us 8. So we're going to need 26 minus 8, so that's going to be 18 of these guys. The quest should give us enough. We're going to want a different... Are we going to want a different input bus? Because we can kind of have the input bus be in the middle and they can share inputs. Yeah, you know, for now, maybe I will have them share inputs. So we can have one input bus. Probably go ahead and use this recipe at this point with the glue. Can't do the plastic recipes yet. Yeah, this is the same amount of glue. So let's have one input bus. Let's have one output bus. Where is it? Here it is, output bus. And then let's do... Gonna need 2 mufflers. Each one is gonna need their own muffler. So let's put 2 of these guys. We're not gonna worry about output hatch now. We're not gonna be really making fluids in this thing yet. And then heat-proof machine casings. Does this have a minimum number of heat-proof machine casings? Minimum 9. Okay, and they're gonna be sharing a lot of walls. So let's just say 18 of them, and if we need to make more, we need to make more. Not really a huge deal. So 18 of these guys. And then we are going to want the energy hatches, and we're going to need 4 of these, 2 for each one. All right, and that should be what we need for our... Is this the same recipe? That is the same recipe. Okay, that should be what we need for our electric blast furnaces. So let's go ahead and get rolling on these. Let me start by looking at our rotors. We're going to need more tin rotors for just like all of this stuff. Besides for the muffler hatch, we're also going to need more turbines. Because we have 4 turbines that we made a long time ago. But we're going to need more of them as well. So let's see how we can do turbines really quick. Extruder with MV, you can't do that yet. Solidifier with LV actually sounds like that would be really nice. But... And yeah, we can extract tin. I might just go ahead and do this so we can make a bunch of tin rotors, because being able to just do tin rotors from 4 melted pieces of tin is way easier than doing all this nonsense. So solidifier. Fluid solid. There it is. I must have spelled it wrong the first time. Ooh, this does use 2 pumps, which are still kind of annoying to make, but... Pump also has this nice recipe, though. Worth considering, really. This is... Takes the rotor out of that. How many tin is this? 648 divided by 144. That's 4.5 tin ingots for that. And this is 4.25, so it's a little bit more tin, and then also we have to use wax. Kind of weird recipe they got going on there. Do they have that for the other pumps as well? Let me see. MV pump? No, they don't have the molten fluid recipe for MV or HV or EV pumps, so that's a LV exclusive, I guess. Interesting. Okay, well. How many pumps do we have? We don't have any pumps, so I think let's go ahead and do the solidifier so that we can minimize the amount of pain we have to do here. And do we have rings? What kind of rings do we have? We have some wax rings and some rubber rings. Let's just use our rubber rings for now. So let's do this recipe right here, and we're going to use this wrench and this screwdriver, and then order 2 of those. Oh, we don't have bronze fluid pipes. Of course not. I guess go ahead and cook a couple of these up. Wrench and hammer, go back there. I think we actually need to like make the bronze plates for that. Yeah, there goes the bronze. This is not making the bronze from the copper and tin. That would make it take extra long. There it goes. Okay. So that'll be coming over shortly. Is there anything else we need to make a solidifier? Fluid solidifier. Nah, not really. You know, now that I'm looking at this, I am kind of like, maybe we should just like automate being able to make pumps and stuff, because I don't think we've actually uh, automated any of our electrical components. Yeah, there's motor, arm. Oh, we have automated robot arm at least, and conveyor belt. We have automated conveyor belt. Piston, I bet we haven't automated either. No, so let's go ahead and automate those really quick. We're gonna need some crafting pipes. Let me just grab. So we need 3 of them to include pipes. But wait, no. If we're doing the I'm like thinking, do we want to do the assembler in the what's it called there? The pump in the assembler? It's going to cost us more tin in the long run, and also it requires a weird amount of tin. I'm thinking let's just automate the crafting table recipe. Let's just automate the crafting recipe for this as well, to be honest. Though, how do we make... that's going to take a lot of crafting tables if we automate all this. Nah, let's just make a bunch of rotors. Me changing my mind every 3 seconds. Let's just make the rotors manually. But for now, I will put... Oh, we are going to need more tables down here as well. Let me go and get some more table. How many of these logistic tables do we craft in a single craft? Comes out with 8 of them. So let's go ahead and do table. Oh, we haven't automated that either. Okay, well, our work's cut out for us. We need to automate some stuff. Step 1. The logistic crafting table is a recipe of 8, and it uses 2 pistons, 2 regular crafting tables, a logistic block frame, which I don't know if we automated that either, to be honest. We might need to automate logistic block frame. An LV circuit, so let's go at circuit LV. One of these guys. Crafting table, and then 2 pistons. Piston. Alright, so there's this guy. Crafting table. Can we get 8 of them? We are missing crafting table. Crafting tables are easy enough to make. Let me just make a handful manually. Let's just make like 32 of them. Excellent. Block frame. We cannot make a logistic block frame, so let's automate one of those as well. So logistic block frame is... To make one of these guys, you need a LV machine casing. This one, and then we need 2 red alloy foils, right? Red alloy foils. Plop, plop. Alright, and this goes in alloy smelter. We're gonna need some tools for all of our weird crafts down here. Okay, crafting table. 8 of these. So those are going to be cooking up right now. Here they all come, all the ingredients for that. That's just going to take a second to cook that up. Let me go start configuring what we have down here. I don't know why this is showing up as red. Render error, I don't know. Yeah, see, it's fine now. So let's do, what are these machine parts called? Motor. Let's do this guy first, and we want to use the recipe that uses iron. We don't want to use steel for no reason. So there is the motor. Let us do the pump. And whoop. For the pump, we're going to need a screwdriver. I think we're just going to go ahead and use rubber rings in here, because rubber is something we can kind of... whoops, didn't mean to bookmark that. Rubber is something we can use, make semi kind of renewably. Okay, so we're going to need to go make a tool for this guy. We're going to need a wrench and a screwdriver. And honestly, we can probably just make iron, because we're not going to be making so much of that it breaks. What else would be a good tool to make? Wrought iron, I guess, would be fine as well. Let's just do iron. So for the pump, we need a wrench. Have we automated wrenches? We have not automated wrenches. Okay, just wanted to check. So let's make an iron wrench. And it's missing the hammer, even though the hammer's right here. I hate that. How many wrenches are we gonna need? I'm not sure how many wrenches we're gonna need. Let me just request like 10 of these. And then let's also get, what's the other thing we needed? A screwdriver? Screwdriver. Just a iron screwdriver is fine. 10 iron screwdrivers worth of stuff, even though we're not going to make all 10 of them. Okay, so let's just make one of those for now. Where'd it go? There it is. And then make one wrench for now. All right, and we are going to tell our machine or our crafting table here, you use these wrenches and screwdriver, but you don't actually request it when you are crafting this. You only request this junk. All right, that should be good. Next step. We need the pump automated. Are our tables done? There, tables are done. Let me get a few more of these as well. Maybe not 64 of them. Maybe like 4 is good. And while those are coming up, we can do our pumps next. Oh, there go some items. Let's do pump next. So, wait, what did we just do? We just did pump. Let's do a piston. So piston doesn't need any tools. Piston's an easy one. Let's put our tables we just made down. Get some of our crafting pipes that we just requested. Because we're going to need to add a few more recipes to support all these. So we're going to need bronze fluid pipe from the pump. So let's add this guy here. This one's going to need an iron hammer. So let's go ahead and put this in here. We're going to need an iron hammer and another screwdriver. So go up here. Let's grab another screwdriver. Let's grab a hammer. All right, so we have the hammer, the hammer and screwdriver, wrench rather, for that. Import this, take the wrench and hammer out of there. So that now makes those. Rubber rings. Until we can extrude rubber rings, we're going to have to cut them with a knife. So let's just do, we can probably do a stronger iron knife. Oh, you know what? We can just do the knife I have in my inventory. How about that? Because I haven't really been using it. So let's go ahead and do rubber ring. It's just going to be the knife plus that guy. A rubber sheet. And we are, whoops, crafting logistic pipe, import the recipe, take the knife out. So we can now make rubber rings. What else do we need to make to be able to make all this stuff? Rotor we're gonna manually craft. Small steel gear. Okay, that's gonna be another thing we need. Oh, iron cutters. Oh, that's an ugly one. We might do small steel gears as well. With the fluid solidifier, to be honest. Just do those in bulk as well. Okay. Let's go ahead and make our solidifier though. Solidifier. Should be able to craft this up now. 2 tin screws. Okay, well we haven't taught our machine how to make tin bolts, apparently. Can we make tin rods already? Look at our lathe really quick. This is iron bolt. No, we can't make anything tin. Okay, we're gonna 3 more of these. You are going to do tin. Oh gosh, there's a lot of tin items. Tin bolt. 4 of these, and you are going to take 1 tin bolt to make a tin screw. Tin screw. So this is for the lathe. Tin bolt is made with 1 tin rod in the cutting machine. And tin rod is made, 2 of them are made with 1 tin ingot in the lathe. So this is for the lathe, this is for the lathe, and then this one is for the cutting machine. Please stop placing torches everywhere. Lathe, lathe, and cutting machine? Yes. Okay, so now we can make tin screws. Order up. There we go. Alright, so fluid solidifier is going to be kind of another manual machine there. Let me go ahead and pick this up. In fact, I feel like this is kind of a temporary ore processing thing I've been having over here. I might just end up moving the whole thing somewhere else. I'm going to probably have a separate ore processing area in the future. Though we are going to need some silver very soon. In fact, while this is processing, I might just run out and grab some silver from our nearby silver vein. So how about I do that, and I will be back in a moment once I've done that. So be right back. And the vein I'm going to be going for is this galena vein up here to our northeast. We've been there before for lead, so now we're going there for silver. So yeah, be back shortly. I'm over near the vein, and I see an old friend over here that we haven't seen for a while. Haunted cow that no longer haunts us anyways. They haunt other people now. We have foolproofed our area against the haunted cows, so we don't have to worry about them anymore. Anyways, down into our vein we go, bashing my head on every single rock piece, and we are in here. So yeah, I'm just gonna mine a little bit, and then I'm gonna need a good amount of silver for these circuit boards, because the circuit boards need 8 silver wires each. So this is 4 silver ingots until we can do this recipe, which is 1 silver ingot. But this is chemistry stuff, and I don't feel like I'm in the... I don't feel like I'm ready to do chemistry yet. So, because that's going to need a lot of stuff to be set up to do this. Like, we're going to either need iron dust and hydrochloric acid to make the iron trichloride, or we're going to need sodium bisulfate to make the sodium persulfate, and to make that we need salt and sulfuric acid, or sodium hydroxide and sulfuric acid, and to make sulfuric acid, blah 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 blah. A lot of stuff, right? So it's a lot of steps. We're just going to take the loss on the silver for now. But anyways, I'm gonna dig in this hole for a bit and be back soon. Oh yeah, and in the top left, I forgot we are getting experience from Astral Sorcery for mining these rocks, so level go up for Astral Sorcery, huzzah. Anyways, I will continue mining for a little while until I get tired of this, or I deem that we have enough. Although this vein is so dense, actually, like, my inventory is filling up with cobblestone, or not cobblestone, it's filling up with the ore so ridiculously fast, so I'm gonna, like, have way more than I need very soon. Anyways, continuing onwards. Okay, this much mining later, I think we have enough. So I'm gonna go ahead and slash home now. Fix my UI there. And I'm gonna just stick some of the silver in here to turn it into dense silver. The rest of this ore can go in here, and we're just gonna have a get this cobble out of here. Just a dumb amount of galena ore and fair amount of lead and silver. Yeah, we're gonna be set on silver for a while. This is running on a battery right now, so I might need to change that out. Anyways, I'll be back once I have taken care of processing this. I'm just gonna manually move it around for the moment, so be back shortly. Alright, I am back at the base. Just put some of our silver over here to grind up, and I was thinking to actually silver ore. Was thinking to do this step potentially here to get some gold dust, because gold is not like something. Actually, we kind of have a lot of gold dust at the moment. Maybe I don't worry about it for now, eh? But otherwise, like looking, get these candles out of my hand, jeez. Looking at the byproducts of silver, otherwise, it's kind of like, we got lead, sulfur. Nothing here is really like all that interesting, so I might just like skip processing it and just go ahead and cook these into ingots, perhaps. So because what would that step here to be getting gold out of it required? Chemical bath with mercury. And that would be 1 mercury. I mean, gold dust is kind of good. I say let's worry about it some other time. Let's just go ahead and cook these into silver and be done with worrying about them. Okay. So yep, we're gonna have some silver now. That's gonna be plenty of silver for making a lot of these circuit boards that we need for MV chips. I don't know why I really decided that, hey, I need to do silver right now, because like just looking at this, none of this requires silver, but hey, priorities, am I right? Got our basic fluid solidifier ready to go though, and I'm just gonna plop it down somewhere right over here. I think we'll be fine. I just want to let me get some extra molds also. Mold without you. Here we go. Let me get a couple of these guys going. Could also metal bend them without this. Oh, we don't have any steel ingots. Oh, man. There we go. Wait for the steel ingots to hit the storage. There we go. I'm just going to make a few molds. I don't... There might be some quests that give us some more molds as like a reward, but it's like whatever. Oh, here's one. Oh yeah, we already claimed that one. Okay, well, it will be nice to just have some extra molds in here. Anyways, wait for the steel to come in there. What are we doing in the meantime? Why is this getting steel plates? That's interesting. I don't remember connecting that. Maybe that just got connected from, like, me putting the machine on top of that block. That's funny if so. Anyways, let me put those in the output chest, so it's like, oh yeah, the steel plates that I was waiting for, there they are. Alright, here they are, and then go ahead and cook a couple of these up. And my chisel is in my inventory. Gonna go ahead and make the rotor mold. That's gonna go in here, and then we're gonna need some tin. I think I can just go ahead and use tin dust to melt down. So let me just go ahead and grab tin dust. Honestly, we have so many tin ingots, I might as well do that as well. So here's a stack of tin dust and a stack of tin ingots. So we can, let me turn auto output fluid off. Alright, so we can, in fact, extract the dust, and we can, in fact, extract the ingot, and they both take the same amount of time, which is long. So we're gonna speed this up. It also takes a lot of power, so this is gonna take kind of a hot minute to do all of this molten tin. That's like okay though. I can go ahead and grab what's here so far. Please don't chuck out of my inventory. Okay. Molten tin is 505 degrees Kelvin, but that's not hot enough to chuck out of my inventory, I guess. Love to see that, I guess. Oh, our battery's done. Here, let's just put a different battery in there. How about that? And slow it down not so much this time, or speed it up rather, not so much. Alright, I'm just going to be back once I finish melting all this tin. Alright, and we got our 32 tin rotors. Was there something else I wanted for this solidifier? Oh yeah, gears for, what's it called? Gears for, like, pistons and stuff. Let me just take, like, half a stack of steel and turn those into gears. Can this fluid extract gears? Oh, no, we can't fluid extract steel yet. Steel... Or here, I have steel right there. I don't know why I searched up steel. Let's see, where is fluid recycling? Molten steel. Yeah, this all requires MB, so okay, we're not going to be able to use this for gears. Okay. Bummer. Alright, well, that's there if we need it again anyways. But we have rotors, so that's good at least. Put these away as well. Okay, so we got some rotors now. That's going to allow us to make a lot of this stuff we're going to need here. So let's go ahead and do... Oops. This here. Do this. Here we go. Let's do 2 muffler hatches. That's going to take a second to request all that stuff, I guess. Maybe? Oh yeah, some of it does in fact have to go in here and process. Why is this going in here and not buffering? This is set to wait for empty inventory, so I'm not sure why it sent both of them in there. Weird. Maybe 2 different crafting recipes just running at the same time. So right now it's just doing the steel plates for the machine holes mostly. Probably speed this up here slightly, because that is a lot of steel plates it needs. While that's running, we could work on this here, these low voltage coils. So this is going to need a stack of fine steel wires. And we're just going to manually craft this. So let's take a stack of this is going to take 8 steel ingots. So steel ingot, 8 of these, please. And then we're going to need magnetic. Looks like we already have a good amount of those. Not 16 of them, 4 of them. Whoops. Alright, here's our magnetic rods. Put this on program circuit number 3 really quick and just speed this up so I can babysit it. Speed it up a little more. Alright, and then set it back to 1 before I forget. There's our fine steel wires. And then these are just going to go in program circuit number 1. Put those in there. Oh, there's no battery in here. Probably don't need a battery in the fluid extractor usually. Oh yeah, and turn the fluid auto extract back off. I don't know why I threw the battery on the floor there. Alright, so there is our coils. So that's all we needed for our LV hatches. Now we're just going to need LV machine hole. So tin cable. I'm going to request these separately just because reasons here. So 8 of these. And then LV machine hole, 4 of these. Just so they can, like, independently process. And then we're going to need a lot of invar, actually, huh? I might just do this recipe over here manually, because assembler 6 is kind of, yeah, I don't want to put 6 in the thing over there just for this. So we might do this in our crafting tables as well. Let's go ahead and do this in our crafting tables. So we're going to need a wrench, and then here we're going to need a wrench and a hammer. So let us get a hammer. Actually, a hammer we can make. Iron ingot. Uh-oh. I did not mean to actually request all this junk, but, I guess we're gonna get it. I meant to request this stuff over here. So, 6 iron ingots. And there we go. There's a hammer, and then we need 2 wrenches. Wrenches are like so. 1, 2 wrenches. All right. Pop down here, and let's see. These are all having recipes in them, so let's add 2 more recipes here. Let's get our heat-proof machine casing in one of them. Put a wrench and a hammer. The heck, I did not bring the hammer with me. What is wrong with me? Okay, there's a wrench and the hammer. Import and then take the wrench and hammer out. And then we are going to do the frame boxes with a wrench, yes. Put the wrench in there and then import and remove that wrench. Nice. Invar rods. Invar. So I think we can make invar, but we can't make the rods, I'm pretty sure. Oh, we can't make invar either. Okay, let's take care of both of those really quick. I don't know that we're going to need that many. And we're going to need plates as well, right? Invar plate. Yeah, we can't make invar plates either. Okay, let's make all 3 of these really quick. So, invar. These are actually all going to use invar ingot. So let me stack these up really quick. So, invar ingot will make... This is going to make 2 rods in this chip. This is going to make 1 plate, and I guess I kind of messed this up because this one needs to be an output, and to make this we do the alloy smelter, 1 nickel and 2 iron. Iron dust, and nickel dust. There it is, iron dust, nickel dust makes 3 invar. There we go. So this one goes in the alloy smelter, this one goes in the bending machine, and this one goes in that one. Just that one. No respect for that lathe. And we should just be able to do heat-proof machine casing now. Go ahead and request 18 of these. I know we need 2 more up there, but, you know, that should, you know... Oh, we'll see how many more we need. We can obviously just make more if we don't have enough. Okay, so let's see what we got going on here. We got LV machine casings, or the energy hatches, rather, ready to go here. What am I missing here? Oh, we need the low voltage coil. Let's just grab all of those. Those are in storage, so they should come flying. There's our energy hatches. We need 1 more... We got the muffler hatch. We need 1 more machine hole to make the input and the output buses. Oh, did I put a hatch as well? We might want a hatch as well. So let's put another one of these as well. Then for the hatch, I forget what we need for a hatch. Input hatch. So the input hatch needs a block of glass and glue. Okay, that's not too bad. So glass. And we need 2 chests for the input and output bus. And now we just wait for the bending machine to do its thing over here. How much are you bending? Oh, all the invar. Right. What if I, like, stole the invar for a second, though? Like, imagine, though. Would you be outraged that I've done such a thing? Okay, put the invar back now. Okay, cool. Yeah, look at all the invar going now. That's pretty funny. You know, I could put the chest over on this side, and that would make it like have just general closer access to the storage. Wouldn't hate the idea of doing that, to be honest. But I would be a little worried if we'd have to rename this pipe over here. We'll see, we'll see. A bunch of stuff is waiting down here. How's our lathe doing? I mean, stuff's working apparently, so it's just, yeah, waiting for stuff. All right, there's all the heat-proof machine casings. Here's all machine holes. So we want to take our chest and our glass, and we're going to need some glue. Where's my cells? Did I put my cells somewhere? Yeah, I did put my cells away for some reason. Let me just grab 2 buckets of glue, throw them in here really quick, and we're going to want an input hatch and a bus. So let's put both of those in there first. That's going to make a hatch and a bus. And then once this one starts crafting, I'll change it to recipe 2, and I'll put the second bus in there. Alright, recipe 2, and put the second chest to make the second bus. And speed this up a little bit. Alright, and then clear the circuit, take the glue out, and we'll just dump the glue back into storage here. I put this in here because these drums are kind of dumb about putting stuff in and out of them, so I just dump it in here and then pump it into that drum. Alright, so that should be our input and output buses. Nice. Input bus, output bus, and then an input hatch. Now we need our copper nickel coils, and this is going to be a lot of copper nickel. Do we know how to make copper nickel? We do not know how to make copper nickel. Let's go ahead and teach our system how to make copper nickel and copper nickel wires. And I'm just going to manually craft these because we don't... No, we're gonna need to know how to auto craft those. Never mind. Let's get more crafting logistic pipes. Let's set up some of these really quick. We are going to need wires. So CuPro, cupra nickel is, we get 2 from 1 copper and 1 nickel dust. And then here we're going to use 1 to make 2 wires. So this one goes in our wire mill. Here we need copper dust and tin dust. There's a lot of dust here. Here we go. Tin dust, copper dust. Wait, whoa, 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 whoa. Not copper dust. Nickel dust. Nickel. There we go. Copper and nickel. So there's our copper nickel wires. Let's make our X2 wires as well. So for our X2 wires, we're just going to toss them here. Candle, get out of here. So copper nickel wire. Oh, these are X2, not there. That's the recipe we want. Import. Okay, so we are good on that. We will need bronze foil, which I believe we know how to make. Bronze foil. We do not know how to make bronze foil. Okay. +1 for stuff we need to craft. Bronze foil is made 4 of them from 1 plate. Bronze plate into the bending machine, which, can we access it from over here? That's funny. I just peek through the pipes. Okay, so we can make that, and then tin alloy ingot. 2592 divided by 144 is 18. So we need 18 tin alloy ingot. Tin alloy ingot. What is tin alloy ingot even? Okay, it's just tin and iron, I guess. And we can just make that in the mixing machine, I guess. Can we alloy smelt it? I guess we could alloy smelt it as well, but which one's faster? This is 5 seconds to make this at 16, and then to make the dust, it is 5 seconds at 7. Okay, let's just make the dust then. So iron dust. Do we not have iron dust? I guess we don't have iron dust. Huh? Yo, we actually, hold on. We don't have like any iron. Did I make some iron? Put some tin over here to cook up, but where all the iron be at though? Maybe let me put some iron to process, right? Another pyrite ore, we can just go ahead and crush that one up directly. But iron, let's go ahead and just grab 9 of those. Let's go ahead and grab tin. Don't have that much tin dust either. Let me just crush up some tin ingots. You know, why am I crushing them up? Let me just alloy smelt them at this point. That's so dumb. I'm like, do extra steps for like no reason. Tin ore. Do we want to process tin ore for anything specific? Yeah, for zinc, I would say. And iron dust at this point. So let's put our tin ores over here. And do we need to do anything with pyrite? Try calcium phosphate. Not really interested in that. Let's just probably cook our iron directly. The tin is going to go in here to wash, and then we can centrifuge it later. Our iron, we're just... Oops, that was tin. Give me my tin back. Did I put iron in here? Where did my iron go? Here it is. I lost it, apparently. Okay, so pyrite we're just going to cook up in here. There's our tin alloy ingot. Let's go and extract it. And we can actually fluid output that into our basic assembly machine. Let us request now our bronze foil. We need 144 of them. Ooh, just so good when you see that message and it doesn't mess up. And then we need 144 copper nickel X2 as well. And we have everything. Okay, cool. And yeah, that will be everything we need for the coil blocks. Last is just going to be the assembler, but our finger over here is going to be busy for a hot minute because we're extracting all of this fluid into there. I guess I can pick up the fluid once it's done extracting, so let me give it a single boost here, speed it up a little bit. Why do we have a bunch of copper nickel ingots in here? Did I just like waste a bunch of copper and it's not going to be a waste. We'll end up using it eventually, but still. There's a little bit of tin and iron I just made. This is going to take a hot minute to do all this processing. I also had this auto outputting into our chest over here before. I disconnected all that because it looked all sorts of janky, so I'm just going to have to manually move stuff around when it's ready to be moved around. Not a huge deal. What's in our lunchbox, by the way? Lunchbox is starting to look a little barren. We're going to have to refill it soon-ish. Alright, let's go ahead and pick this guy up. Oh no. Okay, that is hot for some reason. I'm just gonna stick that in the battery slot. Let's get 2 of these cooked up. I think I will need all 18 of these, so let me just order 2 more of those. Oh, we're gonna need to make a basic electric furnace really quick as well. Okay. And yeah, of course, we don't know how to make basic. We don't know how to make 2x copper wire. Copper wire. I guess first we need some copper ingots, so we're gonna need 8 of those. We do have 2 copper wires, but I mean that's not really all that much. So we are going to need to. Oh, and this machine is going to be very busy for a while also. I guess we could probably speed it up and then jump in front of the copper nickel. Just waiting for our copper to arrive. Here we go. Actually, we don't even need to speed it up. We can just toss that in there. Okay. There's our copper wires cooking up. Let me request 2 of everything in here besides the copper wire. So 1, 2. And then the copper wires will be done here shortly. We'll go ahead and speed that one up at now because it's going to need to do, yeah, some tin, of course. Speed it up. Whoops, I didn't mean to speed it up that many times. Oh well, the battery can handle it probably. Here's our copper wires. We need 2 X wires. Put those back there, and then we should be able to craft our furnaces soon. Once we get our, I guess, steel plates need to once again go and get bent steel plates. Oh, and also the bronze foil. I forgot about the bronze foil. Speed it up just a little bit there. Looks like the wires are caught up. So really just waiting for this this guy over here to catch up. A lot of auto crafting happening. Love to see it. Like, look at all these stuff going around. Could you imagine doing all this manually? Be some crazy stuff there. Alright, do we have our... Uh-oh, our table's getting full here. Let's get some junk out of here before we overflow. Hopefully we're not already overflowing. Uh-oh. If we were to overflow, I'm not sure exactly where the items are going to pop out, so let me just take some stuff out here. How about that? Alright, and we got task complete as well. That is over here in this chapter. Oh, copper nickel ingots. Hey, how about that? Well, I mean, I've kind of already made everything I need, so. We also have all of the bronze foil we need. We're still waiting on copper nickel wires, so that's going to take a bit longer. Where is our furnace, though? Like, did it go in my inventory or something? Muffler. Oh, it did, in fact, go in my inventory. Okay, I just didn't notice it. Alright, so there is our stuff to make this, and we are just going to go ahead and request 2 of those now. Oh, those are graphite plates. I didn't even realize. I guess it needs to make some more tin cables real quick. Help out the wire mill again real quick. Okay. The tin got ahead of the copper nickel there. Might as well help this guy out as well too. It's got not too much more to go. Alright, here's our electric blast furnaces. They're not ready. Here we go. There we go. We had to wait for the invar as well. Alright, there's our electric blast furnaces. Let's go! And we now get some extra copper nickel ingots. Okay, that's not what I wanted. Where's our advancement? Our big advancement. Here we go. Electric blast furnace. We get electronic best friend. Okay, well, I guess that's a thing. There we go. There's our latest trophy now. Huzzah. Wow, you can see what date it is today. So there's our stack of stuff so far. Okay, I guess now we're just waiting for the copper nickel wires to finish up and we can start making those coils. And then once all the coils are done, we can set up the furnaces. And I think I'm going to set them up down here. Oh, we're also going to need, I forgot, we're going to need more steam turbines as well. So turbine, we have 4 of them, but we're going to need like 4 more for the second furnace, because this only gives us enough for 1 furnace. So, can I get a 1, 2, 3, 4? No, I can't get any because you suck. You don't have steel. Okay. Do I have more steel over here? Do we have more iron? We're in like a crisis of materials here right now. We need to get some iron processing because we just do not have iron sitting around. Let's get some pyrite into our chemical bath. That's going to turn into dense iron. Let's get some iron here. Processing with some charcoal. That's going to give us crude iron. We're going to continue using the crude steel, rather. We can go half and halvesies in here. So go half iron, half that guy. Put the nugget mold back, and then we can do half and half in here so that they're both processing double the processing speed. Let's go. And then I can accelerate this, and I can accelerate that. And it's like we're going super fast without actually spending a whole lot of time in a bottle. Alright, get all of our copper, nickel, and bronze foils into here. This is ready to go. We just need to get the molten tin in here now. Alright. There we go. And it goes. So that's going to give us all of our... I forgot what they're called. All of our copper nickel coils. I'd love to see that. Okay. We are getting very close to having our EBFs ready to go. We are going to need more steel, though. Gonna go process this, what we made so far. Go in there, please. Go a little faster, please. Thank you. Nom 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 nom. Okay, and let me just make a multiple of 9 in here. So these should all be a multiple of 9 combined. Stick that in our compressor. Oh yeah, I can't do inventory tweaks in here for some reason. So those will just take a hot minute to cook up. But it should give us the steel we need. Because, yeah, it said we need 4 steel ingots to make 1 more of these. That means we're going to need a lot more than 4 to make all 4 of them. So, how are we looking over here? Our coils are going smoothly over here. I can actually go ahead and speed it up a tick. We can go ahead and complete our quest as well. That gives us 8 extra coils. I did take that into account when calculating out that recipe, so... Next coil block we're going to use is going to be Canthal coils at... in the MVH. Canthal is an alloy of... what is that? Iron, aluminum, and chrome. Very fun. Okay, well, I think I actually have to do quite a lot of material processing. We need more iron, we need more steel, so I'm going to be like doing a lot of stuff off camera, I think, between episodes. I'm going to finish crafting these steam turbines, and then replenishing iron and steel a bit, and then next time we will come back and put this EBF together. Until then, that's going to be it for this episode. If you're enjoying the series, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thank you, and goodbye. Peace.